Hi, today we are going to show you how to prime the Black Berkey Elements. The first thing you always want to do is to wash your hands thoroughly. Okay, so in the box you're going to find two Black Berkey Elements. To prime the elements you do not need the wing nut, so you can just take that right off. You also do not need the black washer. Okay. And you'll notice that I'm holding the element basically on the plastic rim. Again, I'm trying to minimize as much making contact, even though I've washed my hands, with the actual carbon on the element, okay? What you want to do is, this is what they call the priming button, and you want to just put it over top of the stem. And there's a hole right there, which is where we're going to put the water through. So it goes on just like that. And you only want to have cold water ever come in contact with the Black Berkey element. No hot water, no soap, nothing else. Cold water only, please, okay? So the purpose of priming, basically the main one, is that we are going to push the air out of the element. Because if you were to just go ahead and just install these into the upper chamber of the Black Berkey element, fill it up with your water source, what would happen over a period of a few hours is that you would barely get any filtered water. Why? You've got way too much air in here, okay? So whenever the Black Berkey elements are bone dry or partially dry, you want to prime. And you go to the tap here, cold water only, and you want to slow down the flow rate, like about there, because I want that flow, stream of water, to go directly inside here, okay? So, and again, if it's coming out too fast, that excess water is just going to slop down the sides and you're going to have a very challenging time seeing the water come out through the element. So just take your time with this, please. It's about 4 or 5 minutes per element to prime it properly. So I hold it with the plastic rim here, and then with my other hand I'm hanging onto the priming button to make sure it doesn't slip, and I get real comfortable because I'm going to be here for a bit, directly underneath, and you want to press it right up against. You can hear it fill up like a cup of water, albeit slowly, but it's filling up. And if you're just patient, when it's full, what'll happen is the water, it's no different than a river, it'll keep moving, and you will actually see it come through the microscopic pores of the element. It'll start in one place and it'll start to look like bubbles. So once you start seeing the bubbles, you want to keep it here because eventually you want the whole element covered in these bubbles. And I'm still waiting. And I'm still waiting. Once the bubbles start happening, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep here they are. You can see the bubbles. And I'm just going to keep it here because I want to make sure this whole element is covered in those bubbles, which it is now. And I'm going to keep it here still because I want to be 100% sure I've basically pushed out all the air. And if there's any excess mineral salts as well, I want to flush those out. So I'm just going to hold it here for another minute. Okay, and this one is good. And you just shut it off. Take off the primer pump. You would put your black washer on, pull it into the upper chamber, and then the wing nut goes on the outside to keep it in place. And we always want to prime our elements, again, whenever they are bone dry, or when they are partially dry. And they're partially dry whenever you're going away on holiday for longer than a weekend, and you would let them air dry out on a plate. And when you got back, they'll either be dry depending on how long you've gone, or partially dry, and it also depends on the temperature in your house. So please scrub first, then prime. Thank you.